fight night. Soon as people jump in, we'll have a chat. BKFC 89 going on live tonight. Bantamweight champion, gonna be crowned. Gonna be here with you guys watching the fights tonight. Jump in, talk about some bare knuckle. Results up at cageminds.com. News, notes, reactions, BKFC 89. Good evening. We're hanging out. BKFC 89 tonight. Results are up at cageminds.com. 3 fights in, 2 second-round knockouts, and a first-round knockout. Ryan Peterson, Daniel Keepers, first fight going on the main card. Watching the intros. Gonna be live, hanging out for the fights. Come chat, come chill. Shout out to Robbie Ray Images. Fire photos dropped today from last night's My Fight Show on location at the Tapia Fight Lounge. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. BKFC 89 tonight. New bantamweight champion to be crowned. That is the plan. 89 tonight. You have the former WBO world champion Jamel Herrig taking on short notice, dangerous power punching replacement Michael Larimore. 4 fights in the BKFC, a 3-1 record, and hasn't seen a second round. A thunderous puncher. That's to come tonight in our main event. 6-fight main card. Results at cageminds.com in case you're missing any of it. We're getting ready for the first main card fight to get started. You have Ryan Peterson, 2-2, taking on the debuting Daniel Keepers. This is Palm Desert, California. BKFC 89 tonight. Hope everyone that's watching doing well. Have a fun, safe holiday weekend. Starting out ours, the little bit of bare knuckle introductions going on right now. First fight of the main card, 3 for 3 on knockouts on the prelims. It's been fun so far. Hoping for that action to keep up. Those paying attention from last night, we wondered if media credentials were going to be approved by MVP Promotions for Cage Minds to be live and on the scene at Han versus Holm. Those were not approved. Main card, first fight. You have Las Vegas's MMA vet in Daniel Keepers taking on Ryan Peterson from California. The Californian 2-2 in bare knuckle, a bit more experience just in this genre. No fight so far to get past the second round. 3 for 3, small fight card. Big news being made earlier on the prelims. Cruiserweight champion, or excuse me, light heavyweight champion Lorenzo Hunt, former cruiserweight champion, jumping back up to cruiserweight July 18th to headline the third BKFC in Italy card. It'll be the promotion's debut in Naples, and it'll be taking on Walter Pugliese. Pugliese stunned BKFC UK champion Carl Thompson in only his second fight with the promotion. The last time they were in Italy. Huge fight for Pugliese. Someone that I think is really a top 5 caliber. Fast start here into the clinch. Peterson working. Great job by Keepers to wrap up, force the break, get the referee involved. Southpaw stance from Keepers. Big left hand down the pipe. He's looking for that overhand. BKFC 89 tonight. Watch along. Visit cageminds.com for the results. We have them live and updated right now. First fight on the main card. Daniel Keepers trying to be aggressive. Counter shot. There's the knockdown. Taking the ref's 10 count, the assessment. He's back up. 20 seconds to go here in the first round. The knockdown, this definitely will sway it on the scorecards. It's Peterson's first round. Looking composed, not jumping on the finish. One more right hand brings him to the clinch. And we're going to see a second round. Ryan Peterson way to take control in the waning moments of the first round. The knockdown, great counter shot. BKFC 89. Jamel Herring, who we got a chance to talk to on my fight show just 2 weeks ago, going to be fighting tonight in the main event. Michael Larimore, short notice replacement opponent. Nate Manis, unfortunately, didn't pass medicals, and then it was revealed it was such a severe situation. He has been forced to retire. So Larimore, huge opportunity coming in. Oh, beautiful left hook. Might even actually been a little bit of a left back elbow that caught Keepers as he was charging in. The right eye has quite a bit of damage. We are getting a physician's assessment before the second round starts. All good to go. We're going to get a second round, but noticeable redness and swelling to Keeper's lead right eye coming from the southpaw. Nice counter left hand from Peterson. Now a right hand. Looked like Keepers was possibly saying there was an eye poke. Peterson literally pointing to say, no, it was the knuckle. Big continual pressure at this point from Peterson. Keepers now. Nice body shot, picking the jab. I believe from what we saw on this card, all the way down to 9 fights. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights, I think, in all. And there was confusion at the weigh-ins. There were fight changing Fights changing at the last minute, couple things up in the air. Even from the recent poster that's been revealed and circulating through social media, I still believe there is even one fight on the main card where if you're seeing it on social media, it may not actually be there. I'm gonna pull it up right now for everybody. Sorry, real quick. Should have had the screen share ready for you guys. So we're looking at the BKFC Instagram page here right away with the lineup. First three fights have already happened. We are over here where Daniel Keepers, according to this betting line, was minus 200 favorite over Ryan Peterson. Second round competitive, could go either way. Definitely Peterson's first round. This is your updated lineup. We did have earlier in the week where there was one more fight, but that has been removed now. So you get the 7-fight main card leading up to this one, the big one, the title fight, short notice, the veteran, but the more experienced bare knuckle fighter in Larimore, only a minus 200 favorite for Jamel Herring. The age, there is an experience difference here. Going to be interesting to see how this one plays out in the main event. We'll go back to that fight card, check out some betting odds again here in a little bit. Weekend is upon us. Round 3 is upon us. Looks to be a cut over the left eye, but so far mitigating damage, moving in and out well. Nice right hand. Not going to say Peterson has figured out Keepers, but I'm saying in this race right now, he is leading. Oh, great counter right hand. Keepers misses a left, and Peterson makes him pay. That was a great one. Peterson, as we said, 5th fight in bare knuckle. Keepers debut came in as the favorite, but was the debuting fighter. You can see that ring generalship and experience coming into play here. Peterson debuted with the company back in 2024, had 3 fights in 2025, including one with Dustin Peg. So he has seen some competition, seen the best that BKFC has to offer. The damage under and over the left eye of Peterson starting to accumulate. But there's these moments where you're seeing the misses be so wide from Keepers. You're wondering about the eye damage. There's shots ricocheting off the outside shoulder of Peterson's, and that's without even rolling. I don't know if there was an anticipation of a movement that didn't happen, but so far, so good. As long as the left eye stays open at this point, 3 rounds in, I think the Peterson corner has to be feeling pretty confident about where they're at. First fight on the card, first fight that we are seeing get to this point. First fight to get to the 3rd round. Now we're getting even out of the 3rd round, showing some highlights. Great body work from Peterson here in the 3rd. Good right hook, right on the jaw from Keepers. Looks like the swelling has kind of balanced out the redness that was directly on the eye of keepers. That has went down in volumes. There's more wear and tear on Peterson's face. Maybe I'm going to be wrong about how those first 3 rounds were scored, but the knockdown is going to loom large. Tomorrow, Cage Minds, Fight Hour, ESPN Radio, Albuquerque 1017, The Team. That is 9 to 10 a.m. here in Albuquerque. You can hear it on the radio in the Mountain Time Zone. 1017theteam.com. Listen live. Or just a little bit later, we'll have it up Instagram, or we'll have it up Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Tomorrow, be talking about Rousey Carano numbers, be leading you guys up to PFL, Brussels, Usyk versus Verhoeven, and BKFC Fight Night in Nashville, co-main eventer, top 5 rank, unbeaten featherweight Nathan Rivera gonna be my guest in the second half of the show. It's Cage Minds Fight Hour. Be out tomorrow on cageminds.com. Here also in the live section, YouTube, the real section on our Facebook, you can find last night's special My Fight Show on location from the Johnny Tapia Fight Lounge. Sparring was going on. Got to talk to Josh Pitbull Torres, Clinton Chavez. We also got to talk with Jonathan Tapia, Teresa Tapia, Yoruba Maru Jr., Yoruba Maru Sr. Go back and check that one out. Images, thanks to Robbie Ray Images, out and on Facebook, being shared on Instagram from what was an incredible first night taking the show out and on location. Between rounds, heading into the deepest of waters here. First fight on the main card, BKFC 89 main event. We're going to see a new welterweight champion crown. Jamel Herrick, short notice opponent, Michael Larimore. Round number 5. First fight to get past the second round, and we are all the way to round number 5. You can see the swelling on the outside of the left eye of Peterson. He's now been open. He's leaking color from above his right eye inside his hairline. First half of the fight, Peterson's keepers looking to mount a comeback here. Not a good sign for Peterson. He's pushing forward, but he's obviously aware of the blood, having to keep it out of his eye. I can't tell if it's Peterson's blood or a left hook might have also just opened a cut on keepers, but a lot of blood spewing from over the right eye. Coming down the home stretch, inside the last minute, we're in the clinch. More activity going body and head from Peterson, working his right hand. Keeper's trying to come over the top with his right. Over under collar ties from the two. We got the cross face from Peterson. Now he's firing in these right hands. The volume, the aggression, it's coming from Peterson. The ref is jumping in, breaking up the two. Blood leaking like crazy from inside the hairline. Still pushing forward. Good right hand, though, from Peterson. Looked like he missed big. Couple body shots. This pace here late. think Peterson putting the emphasis on the volume. He's pushing forward. I like the 5th round and the 1st round with the knockdown. Definitely to go for Peterson. Keepers, though, from getting knocked down. Boy, did he create a lot of damage. The swelling on the left cheek is just crazy on Peterson. There has to be a break. These two are hugging and reminiscing. They might have time to hang out together in the emergency room after this one. First fight, the BKFC 89 main card in the books. We go all 5 rounds. Ryan Peterson cut inside of his hairline, ridiculous swelling on the outside part of his left cheek. Did knock down Daniel Keepers in the 1st round. Outlands Keepers 102 to 89, but is wearing the facial damage as we're going to head to the judges' scorecards. Heck of a war. Front runner for fight of the night. Absolute battle. Several momentum swings as Keepers getting knocked down, mounts the comeback. Crazy amount of damage he accumulated on Peterson's face in the 3rd and 4th round, opening multiple cuts, probably breaking a cheekbone. I'm saying probably because I'm not a doctor, but it'd be amazed if that wasn't the case. Be heading to the judges' scorecards. Guys, 1 second since I hear those. Ryan Peterson gets the unanimous decision. Officially 48-46 on one judge's scorecard. The other two seeing it 49-45. So 2 judges seeing it 4 rounds to 1. That knockdown helping. And then another judge makes it 3 rounds to 2, but the knockdown made it a little more uneven. So a little closer to one judge than it was the other 2. The plus 150 underdog, as it was laid out by BKFC, pulling off the upset. First fight on the main card. Miss any of the results? CageMinds.com has you covered. Peterson, I believe it was that experience. It's hard to know what it's like to be in there if you haven't been in that squared circle. Made a huge difference. The knockdown obviously weighing big on the card, but I think the experience kept the momentum going. Main event tonight, Jamel Herrig, Michael Larimore, new bantamweight champion to be crowned, Cody Vidal, Domi Escoboza in the co-main event. If you've got any opinions on who's winning either, let me know. After this first fight, BKFC on the broadcast, kicking it backstage, co-main eventer. Hit the soundboard. Hate when I do that. Joby Escamosa right now getting asked how he feels about tonight's fight. Joby is the first American male bare knuckle light heavyweight champion or 185-pound champion in America. Did that actually back in BYB. Fought for the title in BKFC. A real estate agent in Florida who wants to get back to that championship status, maintain his top 5 ranking. Well, Cody Vidal, back-to-back huge knockout wins, big momentum, and looking to encroach on his own championship aspirations. We already mentioned July 18th, BKFC heading to Naples, and they've told us that Lorenzo Hunt going to be going back up to cruiserweight to take on Walter Pugliese. Pugliese beat the BKFC UK champion Carl Thompson the last time the promotion visited Italy. Second fight on the main card, Evgeny Kurdanov, very experienced fighter, going to be taking on California's own Eric Lopez. When I say very experienced, we're talking about this is going to be Kurdanov's 8th bare knuckle fight. Not too far behind him is Lopez, who right now will be having his, Kurdanov has 8. This will be his 9th. For Lopez, this will be his 9th. A 3-4 mark for Lopez. Kurdanov, a 5-3 mark for these two welterweights. Little more playful, a little more taunting, a little more willing to operate with the hands down and allow his opponent to come in. That would be the difference between the two fighters. And that's Lopez, who presents that more unorthodox, untraditional kind of style of boxing. Betting odds on this one, bet online minus 769 for Kurdanov. Lopez live at the moment plus 425. As we can show you guys right here, we are down here on the fights. Kurdanov, massive favorite. It's not just that he's more experienced, it's the level of competition. Kurdanov has been in there with Alvin Brito, a former welterweight champion, has been in there with Julian Lane, a former welterweight champion. So, while Lopez has had his fair share of scraps, he's still someone that hasn't seen that same echelon of skill level. And this will be a absolute breakthrough victory for him to really prove that he's ready to start making a name for himself in bare knuckle in this division and start trying to crash into title contention. Kurdanov making his way to the ring right now. Thank you everyone for joining tonight. Visit cageminds.com for the latest in combat sports news. Each week we got new episodes of MMA After Hours, Pro Wrestling After Hours, those courtesy of the After Hours Podcast Network, where I verbally debate Mr. Michael Carlisle. If you haven't checked out Pro Wrestling After Hours on this Memorial Day weekend, it's a huge weekend for wrestling. Tomorrow night on Peacock, WWE Saturday night main event. You have Pentagon defending the Intercontinental title against Ethan Page. We got in depth on talking about that one this week. And then Sunday, AEW goes Double or Nothing. That one is on pay-per-view main event. MJF looks to regain his AEW World Heavyweight title from Darby Allin. If he is unsuccessful, he'll lose his hair. It's a hair versus title match. AEW Double or Nothing main event. Pro Wrestling After Hours this past week. Me and Michael Carlisle dissected both cards. WWE Saturday Night Main Event and AEW Double or Nothing. So you got time, go check those out. We reacted on MMA After Hours to Carano versus Rousey, which I think I'll wait till tomorrow. Cage Minds Fight Hour, ESPN Radio Albuquerque 1017 The Team. And we can go over there and talk about my reaction to 17 million viewers globally and 12.5 million viewers in the United States. Huge congratulations to everyone associated with MVP Promotions in that fight for the absolute mega numbers. It's great for all of MMA. We'll have more to say tomorrow. Getting ready for fight number 2 here on the main card, BKFC 89. We are underway. Evgeny Kurdanov in all black. Got Eric Lopez, black with white trim. Both guys filling each other out. You can see that Lopez, naturally the heavier man, looks to have a bit more weight to him now after rehydrating. Bouncing in and out style right now from Kurdanov. Changing angles and levels, looking around for his entry point to attack. Return to the betting odds here in a little bit when they're necessary again. There it was. Big shot. Kurdanov has Lopez rocked. Big John making the count. Lopez trying to find his bearings. Had to just take a couple backward steps. He's holding his posture. He's holding his stance. He looks a little wobbled. Big John's letting this one continue. Kurdanov trying to line it up. Overhand right, left hook. Another knockdown. Lopez is trying to figure out where he is. To one knee from on his butt, staggering a little bit. He's back. He's taking a step to his right. Moving forward. They're letting this continue. That's 2 knockdowns for the Russian in the first round. Big John heavily assessing Lopez as he goes back to the corner. He makes it to the stool. Big first round for Kurdanov. Big, massive overhand right collapses Lopez for the first knockdown. And then you get this counter overhand right, left hook right on the nose to get the second knockdown. Huge first round. Again, experience, similar number of fights. Both guys have a lot of bare knuckle experience, but it's the deeper waters, the higher level. Kurdanov has been in there with Julian Lane, with Alvin Brito. He has seen world-class caliber bare knuckle boxers in front of him. And there's just a difference of what is being offered back now. Lopez seeing this level for the first time. Round 2 starts. Lopez charging in. It's a glancing blow, but his knee touches the ground again. We got a third knockdown here very quickly into the second. From a concussive perspective, though, that might have been the least devastating of the three. The closest to what might be considered a slip, or did that really hurt you? Giant hole to climb out of at this point, though. Definitely a 10-8 first round. Lopez trying to close the distance. They get into the clinch. Some short left hands. Lopez goes down for a fourth time. We have seen enough. Second round knockout. 4 knockdowns. And what we're going to end up hearing is 3 minutes for Evgeny Kurdanov. Now going to improve his BKFC bare knuckle record up to 6-3. This will drop Lopez down to 3-5. 4 knockdowns. Wow. The knockout. Left hands. And clinch. Great performance. One-sided victory through 2 fights here at BKFC 89. Be right back on the volume when we get four knockdowns, 2 rounds, 41 seconds of the second round. So 2 minutes and 41 seconds of work. Awesome. Quick night of work. Showing that versatility, showing the experience. Stellar stuff out of Evgeny. In case you guys have missed any of the results, visit cageminds.com. Your BKFC 89 results are live right now, every step of the way. 5 fights down. All 3 prelim fights did not make it out of the second round. First fight on the main card actually gets all the way to the scorecards. We just had another second round stoppage, 4 knockdowns in just 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Evgeny Kurdanov defeating Eric Lopez. That follows up on the great win for Ryan Peterson. Imani Williams winning the prelims with a stiff jab. Keith Richardson, 3 left hook knockdowns. And Ricardo Tavara Jr., a trio of right hooks, getting the first round knockout. Tomorrow, join us, Cage Minds Fight Hour, ESPN Radio Albuquerque, 1017 The Team. We'll also have it up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're going to lead you guys into PFL Brussels, Usyk versus Vernhoeven. And then also talking to BKFC Fight Night Nashville, co-main eventer. We're talking to Nathan Rivera. Right now in the BKFC, done with that second fight. Earlier, Jomi Escoboza, co-main eventer, came in for a little bit of promo time. Cody Vidal doing the same. His opposition next coming up is going to be the heavyweights. Got Eric Soto versus Parnell Stevens. And when we say there's not a lot of fights that are usually quite close on the betting odds, this is one of those. You got Parnell Stevens minus 110, a minus 130 for Eric Soto. Heavyweights, one shot can change all the direction of this fight very easily. They're both making their bare knuckle debut. So how does either one react at the moment is going to be very interesting. How each one reacts with an opportunity, with that moment going on. I'm intrigued to see, how do you react after you get hit for the first time? That plays out majorly in this game. Mika Frankl, Cage Minds. We're chilling out, watching BKFC 89. If you drop by for the live stream, appreciate you checking in, giving us a little look-see. Means the world. If you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, photos going to be going up. Last night, Robbie Ray images, incredible photos from the Tapia Fight Lounge live sparring. We had our first on location show going on. Shout out to all of our guests: Josh Pitbull Torres, Clinton Chavez, Jonathan Tapia, Yoruba Maru Jr., Yoruba Maru Sr., Albuquerque Journals, Rick Wright, Teresa Tapia. So many people sat down next to me for a conversation. Go back and check that one out. Available at cageminds.com. Going to have it up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify this weekend. Still live on YouTube and Facebook also. Shout out to Barbers Are Us. The Velvet Noir Beard Balm is available. They still got the cherry in stock. There is no reason to have the beard getting out of control, being a mess, looking uncut, ungroomed, when you got Barbers Are Us available. You find it at barbergabesfade.net, and you pick it up right here at the shop, Lobo Plaza, Coors Boulevard 107, Coors Boulevard to be exact. Lobo Plaza. We'll see you guys there. I'll be there next week. You want to come in and say hi. We got Soto, Eric Soto just entering the ring. Parnell Stevens came in first. About to hit the third fight on the BKFC 89 main card. Main event, you're watching. Let me know, who do you got? Jamel Herring, or is it going to be Michael Larimore, the underdog? Will the professional boxer in Herring match the feat so far only accomplished by Austin Trout to cross over, to have the gloves on, win a world title, to take the gloves off, and also win a world title? Larimore coming out of Shift in Tampa, one of the most decorated bare knuckle gyms in the entire sport. A team that has produced 3 world champions in the sport at this point, talking about Jessica Borga, talking about Dave Mundell, and talking about Jared Warren. Not to mention, you got top contender also in his own right in the featherweight division, Brendan Allen. Michael Larimore could become a shift 4. Huge night for that squad. Heavyweights about to get underway. Final in-ring introductions being made right now. This one could end in a blink. Heavyweights, always fast, ferocious, and 2 guys that both look really confident. That confident because you've never been hit by the bare knuckle. The bare knuckle fans know what I'm talking about when you see it. Right into the clinch. Soto putting Stevens on his back foot, letting the right hand go, looking for the left hook, behind hand, coming in, just got touched, went down, and then another shot to the chin lands accidentally. Soto's right back up, took the 10 count or 8 count, and ready to keep going. Oh, a big exchange. Just right hands right now. A higher guard from Stevens. Left hook. We're tied at 1 knockdown apiece. Soto smelling blood in the water, firing haymakers. It's a wild right hook this time. Stevens goes down for a second time. The 8 count. He's back vertical. He looks in pain. And he said he can't continue. This one is over inside the first round. On the second knockdown for Eric Soto, he gets the victory. Wild left hook collects the first knockdown. Wild right hook for the second one and the finish. Big windmill size overhands. It was a right hand off the top of Soto's head, which led to him getting knocked down when he was trying to set up an overhand the first time on his entry. Second entry, beautiful. The left hand for the knockdown. Within the first minute. You're missing any of the fights, you're missing any of the results, head on over to cageminds.com. We have everything posted right now, live as it's happening. Gonna listen for the official time real quick. 146 of the first round is going to be our official time for the winner by knockout in his debut, Eric Soto. Four fights left to go. David Diaz versus Anthony Sanchez is going to come up next. 6 fights and 5 fights to not make it past the second round. 2 fights ending in that very first round. Great debut from Eric Soto, who looks to be cutting quite the promo right now in front of the live crowd, making a statement that he is now here in the BKFC. Main event tonight, Jamel Herring looks to become a 2-sport world champion, former WBO champion, looks to become a BKFC champion. On the other side, taking advantage of the short notice opportunity to come in, Michael Larimore with a chance to absolutely shock the world. Former world champion boxer, an Olympian, a Marine. It's hard to imagine with the Olympic pedigree, with the professional, the amount of rounds, the amount of time in the ring, time throwing these punches and these combinations that Herrig has had versus the young upstart and Michael Larimore. Infinite experience, so many years, hundreds of thousands of rounds, or thousands probably, of rounds of difference. Be quite a massive upset for the bare knuckle fighter to come out and take this one. This isn't like what we saw in BKB where Paulie Malignaggi loses to Rolando D. D had made it already to the heights of BKB, won the title, and was then taking on an over the hill Malignaggi. At this point, Herrig still looks fresh, looks lean, looks muscular. I'm still surprised to see the former boxing world champion come in only as a minus 200 favorite. That almost seems kind of low to me, given the circumstances, given the short notice. That's with all due respect to the team at Schiff, to the work ethic, to the fact that Michael Larimore has put together 3 first-round knockouts in this sport. But this accomplishment, to get this victory, to pull off this upset, be absolutely massive. Mika Frankl, CageMinds.com. Cage Minds Live for BKFC 89. 3 fights into the main card. 4 more to go. Appreciate everyone who's dropping by, tuning in. A little bit impromptu, decided, let's go live. Not a lot of people are going live for BKFC. There's a lot of live companions, watch alongs for the UFC. Figured, why not do something different? Go live for some BKFC tonight. David Diaz, Anthony Sanchez, bantamweights getting ready to happen. Anthony Sanchez was a part of the very first bare knuckle fight in New Mexico history in Hobbs, School of Hard Knocks Promotions, with Derek Perez. He's also fought in the BKFC against Derek's brother, Gene Pettis, that kept that rivalry ongoing. Believe it's a 1-3 record in BKFC, so that'd be 2-3 overall in bare knuckle for Anthony Sanchez. Making his way out now, David Diaz consistently been building, getting better, taking the sport more professionally, less of a brawler. Betting odds -303 favorite for Diaz, +200 coming back on Anthony Sanchez. West Texas native. One punch power for a 135er. Diaz been talking about wanting to rack up more finishes, isn't satisfied with going to the decision. So even though these guys are substantially smaller than the last fight, I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes down equally as fast. David Diaz primarily been fighting in California so far, reaping the benefits of getting the home cooking for his BKFC endeavors. We last saw him in November. Highlights of the win over the third round TKO win over Justin Martinez being shown right now as he's preparing to walk out. Coming out dancing, coming out feeling himself. Very energetic David Diaz. If you guys see this, he is spinning, he is twirling, he is vibing. He is a little bit of two-stepping, even some crotch popping. Now there's some high stepping, a little bit of toe tap. We're getting the showmanship. I don't know if he's walking to the ring or clambering towards the pole, also draped in a turquoise necklace while doing so. And a very fine mustache. It's got the little points and everything out there. All charisma, style, and flair on display coming out of David Diaz. Anthony Sanchez just looks to be biding his time while in the ring awaiting his opponent. Diaz won his first two fights, BKFC, both decisions. Lost the decision to Travis Thompson. Shane Jordan fight goes to a draw and then comes back with the third round TKO in November over Justin Martinez. Sanchez on the other side. It's been back-to-back decision losses. Went to a split with Landry Navarro in December. Before that, it was here in Albuquerque, being on the wrong side of a unanimous 5 rounds, losing to Justin Street. And that was on the heels of a split decision win over Gene Pettis. That was after losing to Derek Pettis. That was their rematch from having fought in Hobbs, where they were then fighting at Knuckle Mania 3. Midland, Texas's own versus the Californian. Fourth fight on the BKFC 89 main card. We're getting in-ring introductions right now. So if you've missed any of the other 6 fights so far, we do have the results up, cageminds.com. Tomorrow morning, Cage Minds Fight Hour, ESPN Radio Albuquerque, 1017 The Team. Second half of the show, we will be joined by the top 5 ranked featherweight, Nathan Rivera, possibly get his thoughts on what should be happening with the BKFC featherweight title and who should be next for King Kai Stewart. Anthony Sanchez just got introduced. David Diaz now being introduced. The man is confident. He's twirling his mustache. He's fixing his hair. He's putting on a show right now, trying to get the crowd hyped. If you guys missed the announcement earlier tonight, July 18th, BKFC for the 3rd time will be heading to Naples, Italy. Light heavyweight champion, the juggernaut Lorenzo Hunt, going to be returning to cruiserweight to take on Walter Pugliese. Pugliese had pulled off an upset win the last time the promotion was in Italy over the BKFC UK cruiserweight champion, Carl Thompson. We're off. Action's going. Sanchez pushing forward. He's landing some good right hands. They're in the clinch. It looks like Diaz with a couple good right hands. Diaz stunned, her on his feet. Big right cross from Sanchez for the knockdown. There's blood on the chest of Diaz. He looks to be centering himself. There's a cut over his left eye. There's where the blood is coming from. That was a quick knockdown for Sanchez. Diaz back up. Another good right hand lands for Sanchez. We're back into the clinch. The right hands, overhands, a couple to the temple, right on the cut. Diaz just went down for a second time in the first minute. He's back up. He looks to be upset with himself. Chris Lieben, assessive, giving the 8 count. Little bit of yelling in Diaz's face. Didn't like some of the reactions from the fighter. Sanchez on the brink of an upset here. Stream of blood coming down the left side of Diaz's face. He looks to be more aware now. The right hands again stun Diaz. Forces him back. They're in the clinch. We got a couple rabbit punches to the body. Lieben in there to break him up. This one is furious and fast quickly. Sanchez lining things up, being composed. Another right hand, this time knocks the mouthpiece out from Diaz. We're popping it back in. We're underway. We get to the end of the first round. That has to be a 10-8 for Sanchez. 2 knockdowns. He's open, a cut over the left eye. So far, so great. Poster is out. We're resharing it right now. BKFC 91, Naples, July 18th. I was telling you guys about the main event real quick. Put it up there. There's the poster, official for you guys. Resharing that now up on the Instagram story. Lorenzo Hunt heading to Italy. Walter Pugliese, main event. BKFC media team making sure everyone has seen it. Round two starts. Sanchez right hand is cocked. Another one on the chin. Drops Diaz. All of the cut man's hard work for not from in between rounds. Left eye streaming blood immediately. Again, here in the second round, we're just 30 seconds in. Might even be a new cut open inside the left eye. The composure to pick his shots right now. This is the best we've seen Sanchez honed in, focused, not too frantic. Getting here in close. They're just brawling back and forth right now. Sanchez looks to be stunned with the right hand. Diaz trying to take advantage of this moment, and they're just wailing on each other. Body head blows. Sanchez looks to be open. Diaz, I think, has a cut under both eyes. And now the offense, the pressure getting turned up from Diaz, just battling in. Seems to be Sanchez's benefit. He can keep this one at distance. And Diaz just trying to get in the inside. He wants this to be a dogfight. Again, another big right hand has Diaz backing up. Hands back down, coming forward. Heading down the stretch here in the second round. The early knockdown. Again, this should be 2 rounds for Sanchez. Opened up that cut. Much better second round for Diaz. Looks like the blood we were seeing that was on Sanchez's face was actually Diaz's blood flying onto him. So at this point, 3 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds off the right hands for Anthony Sanchez. Pressure, momentum, and volume building for David Diaz. Actually looks like he's starting to wear the right hands a little bit better now, 3-4 minutes into the fight than he was when that first one touched him. Replay showing the matching right hands where Sanchez beat Diaz to the punch for the knockdown, for the second knockdown of the fight. Looks like we're getting some replays even into earlier in the fight. Third round about to start. Diaz eagerly running to the center of the ring. BKFC 89 going on right now. CageMinds.com has your results halfway through the main card right now. Third round underway. We got more rumbling back and forth in the clinch. 40 seconds gone by in the second round. Diaz trying to brawl to the inside. Oh, nice jab from Sanchez. Not a deterrent, but did it stick, Diaz? Diaz is trying to wane forward. It's one of those moments where you're like, what is he made of? Landing accurate precision shots from Sanchez, and it's almost like Diaz doesn't care. Just wearing and battling forward, coming right at it. David Feldman in the background, BKFC owner and president, on his feet cheering along. Crimson mask down the left side of Diaz's face. Still looking to land big ones. This precision jab just keeping the cuts open and the blood pouring. We miraculously make it to the end of the round. Cuts under the eye, around the eye, on the insides, towards the nose. A multitude of work for Cutman Gene Pettis to do on the face of David Diaz after the third round here. Diaz doing what he can, feeling that he has to win this fight on the inside. Sanchez, he's too precise. He's got the hand speed. Diaz has recognized he can't win this one on the outside unless he's making it a wild brawl for brawl exchange. He can't win the precision 1-for-1 game. He has to make this wild and chaotic. I thought we had a front runner for fight of the night. I thought we had that when we were able to get to the decision with Ryan Peterson and Daniel Keepers. They may be seeing the fight of the night fade away from them with how Diaz is just walking towards Sanchez, and Sanchez is putting together the best performance I've seen from him in years. We're live from BKFC 89. They're in Palm Desert, California. Vacant BKFC bantamweight title on the line. We're in the main card, halfway point. Bantamweights Anthony Sanchez, David Diaz are in round number 4. Strike metrics have it 176 to 150 in landed strikes through 3 rounds in favor of Diaz. Diaz has touched the canvas 3 times in 2 rounds, twice in the first, once in the second. He's putting together volume. He's throwing a lot of punches. He's pushing forward. He's also been cut multiple places. Sanchez looking nice and precise. Good awareness by Sanchez, grabbing Diaz by the arms when in close, shutting down the clinch game and pushing away, getting the distance that he's looking for. But you can see this tenacious pace starting to wear. A couple good shots against the ropes from Sanchez, and Diaz just smiling and continuing to come forward. There we go. We just got to the end of round 4, and these two embraced. Blood finally coming from the nose of Sanchez, looking absolutely exhausted as he heads towards his corner. His corner has to hype him up here. He has the 2 knockdowns. His hands nearly dyed red from Diaz's blood. Diaz's corner, the cuts aren't as prevalent this round. He was so much more offensive. They got to be hyping up their fighter right now, telling him it's time to go out there and steal the fight. It's time to go out there and try to break Sanchez. You're the Sanchez corner. You're trying to get your fighter to dig down one more time deep, push forward for just a couple more minutes. Fifth round is underway. Precision jabs. Diaz trying to get the pressure going, close down the space. Sanchez trying to work that jab, trying to keep his feet in motion, keep this one in the center. The showmanship from Diaz is he's trying to play off the damage from a landed strike that it doesn't matter. The blood starting to flow once again, though, from these jabs. One minute to go. Here's the push where they're going to start to empty out the gas tank. We're into the clinch, the body shots, quick separation by the referee. Final 50 seconds. Short shot right on the chin. Creates a little bit of separation. Big deep breath from Sanchez. Approaching the last 30 seconds. Diaz coming forward, just ate one on the chin. Major swelling to the left side of his orbital bone. What is Diaz made of? As he is the one bleeding, he is the one with the damage, challenging Sanchez to just duke it out right in the center. Final 10 seconds. Sanchez is landing. Left hook from Diaz. They're hugging in the middle as we hit the final bell. Coming into the fight, a plus 200 underdog, excuse me. And I think Anthony Sanchez has done enough to pull it off. 3 knockdowns in the first 2 rounds. It'd be hard to see how he doesn't pull this one out. And a draw would even be criminal here. We await the judges' scorecards. Thought that was the best Anthony Sanchez we've seen in some years. Little nidus, looked precise, landed lacerating blows, 4 different cuts, tons of blood all over the face of David Diaz. David Feldman and Son both up from their position ringside in the Diaz corner, having a conversation after what just took over the race for fight of the night. 182 to 175 in landed strikes, 55% accuracy. They're saying for Diaz and 61% for Sanchez. 3 knockdowns to nothing. 3 knockdowns to nothing as we head to the scorecards, though. I think we got an upset here. It'd be ridiculous if we don't have an upset here. Waiting the judges' scorecards. Still awaiting the judges' scorecards. Everybody right now celebrating. Someone is going to be upset, though. Both men proud, though, of what was a heck of a fight. The 3 early knockdowns, and Diaz really did get stronger as the fight went on. The offense built, the pressure kept mounting, was not able to break Sanchez. Audio will be back in 1 second. Want to hear these scorecards. Anthony Sanchez takes the unanimous decision victory. Very good fight. Obviously, fight of the night. They're talking fight of the year contender with the hometown favorite David Diaz taking the loss. BKFC suggesting maybe a rematch could be appropriate. 3 knockdowns, a unanimous decision. It was one-way traffic. Diaz was getting a lot of publicity and hype towards a huge opportunity for him should he be successful on the night. He was not. So I feel bad that they're suggesting for Sanchez in the best performance of his career. Do we do a rematch? Would you be down for a rematch? Fight of the year. But I didn't think there was any contention. There's nothing up for debate about how the scorecards played out. It was a phenomenal fight. And you just want to do fun fights. That could be a fun fight. But Anthony Sanchez clearly won that fight. I don't know if it's really necessary to be throwing out a rematch right away for what was a one-sided victory. It was a hell of a fight. There were some competitive rounds, but there is no bones about it on the scorecards. I'm talking about 50-44 on one card. Waiting back real quick to hear the official scorecards again for everybody. Unanimous decision after the fight. David Diaz asking his significant other to marry him. A beautiful moment out there, but still a little perplexed about wanting to see a rematch. 3 knockdowns, great fight. We're going to reach out to Anthony Sanchez, see when we can get him on my fight show after the adrenaline wears off, see how he feels about this one. Feature fight is going to be coming up next. We head over to see that Chase Gormley, UFC vet, coming in at a plus 100 underdog to Leve Costa, a minus 141 favorite, heading towards the heavyweights and the feature fight right now, as we've heard from both sides of the co-main event. We already heard from Jamel Herrig, a Michael Larimore highlight reel from his 3 first-round knockout victories is being played, and BKFC is going to be heading to a promo with the other half of the main event. In case you've missed any of the action tonight, full results are over at cageminds.com. We got new episodes of MMA After Hours, Pro Wrestling After Hours up. Last night, my fight show went on location for the first time at the Tapia Fight Lounge, live sparring. A whole host of guests. Last night, we got to talk with Josh Pippo Torres, the native dad, Clinton Chavez, as I'm going to start calling him now, Jonathan Tapia, Teresa Tapia, outstanding unbeaten prospect, Yoruba Maru. His pops, Yoruba Maru Sr., jumped on the stream. We also got to talk with Albuquerque Journal's own Rick Wright, all ahead of next weekend's Johnny Tapia Memorial Fight Festival. Join us 12th in Candelaria to check out a day of food trucks, music, amateur and professional boxing, celebrating a New Mexico legend if you're out here locally. Bare knuckle fans, don't forget Darren Till's debut, an interim welterweight champion to be crowned. Birmingham, England, next weekend. UFC early in the morning, also going to be overseas in Macau, China. It's an international weekend of combat sports every weekend, not just next weekend. This weekend, really, you're looking globally as the PFL is in Brussels and the battle in Giza tomorrow in front of the pyramids, where Rico Verhoeven is going to be taking on Oleksandr Usyk, decade of dominance in kickboxing, the undisputed heavyweight champion. We got some extravaganzas this weekend and next weekend going on globally. BKFC 89. That's what we're watching. Palm Desert, California. They're live on DAZN. We're live on Facebook, YouTube. Follow the rest of our social media. CageMinds_CSN on X, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. Shout out to Barbara Gave Fades, 100 Coors Boulevard at Suite 107 at Lobo Plaza. We just got done watching an absolute brutal fight between Anthony Sanchez, David Diaz. 3 early knockdowns off of right hands and opening a multitude of cuts from Anthony Sanchez. David Diaz, I don't know what you're made of. The way he was able to take this shellacking, keep pressing forward, make the fight as entertaining as in close as it was, as it started off looking like a one-sided shellacking. Diaz landed some massive shots. Sanchez never went down, battled tooth and nail. Huge victory, 3 knockdowns, opening up a multitude of cuts on his opponent. Great decision win to Anthony Sanchez. BKFC right now, reminiscing about the fight. We also have an announcement. July 3rd, Liberty Brawl, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Austin No Doubt Trout, Ben Bonner, the lightweight championship fight we've been waiting for. In the women's strawweight title, Brenton Hart and the Doctor, Sarah Shell. We also get Johnny Garbarino, Kenzie Morrison, BKFC Liberty Brawl, July 3rd. Get BKFC in Philadelphia, part of the America 250th celebration. This is their offering for that extravaganza. Austin Trout, we're already seeing tonight if Jamel Herring could match his incredible accomplishment and become a crossover 2-sport world champion. And now Trout already trying to raise that bar with becoming a 2-division bare knuckle champion on the plate as he looks for another run in with Ben Bonner. The announcement official. We get off the stream tonight. I'm going to have to be writing about BKFC 91. We're going to have to be writing about the Liberty Brawl. Breaking news from BKFC tonight on 2 huge levels. We are waiting for the feature fight right now. BKFC still making announcements, talking about how happy they are about the big announcements that they're making. Debut in Nashville, June 19th. Tomorrow, here, Nathan Rivera is going to be in the co-main event of that card on the Cage Minds Fight Hour, ESPN Radio, Albuquerque 1017 The Team. You'll hear it first here live and local, Apple, Spotify podcast afterwards, Cage Minds Fight Hour, same feed that you find My Fight Show. 4 fights in the main card in the books, 3 more to go. Interesting matchup for Bonner finally taking on Trout. Bonner fancies himself someone that jabs, works at distance, uses his movement, a traditional boxing style. And now he's taking on a master of that style in Austin Trout. Also getting The return of Brent Hart. It almost felt like we had forgot BKFC had women's champions. The Queen of Violence was an incredible matchup, but we've done nothing to build off that fame, to build off that viral moment for Christine Faria. We wonder, when will Faria get a chance to defend a title? Is she going to fight for the bantamweight title? Will she return to defending the women's flyweight title? Is Jessica Borga healed up from whatever occurred from the fight with Faria? And it looks like she's ready to get back to defending her title. And finally, Britt Hart, who's been singing, acting, she's going to get back to fighting. We at least get one of the three queens announced. BKFC, remembering they had a women's division. We love what they did to grow that division, but the growth just kind of stopped and it needs to be picked back up again. Waiting for the heavyweights to come on out. It is feature fight time. Once we get to the feature fight here, BKFC 89. We're going to take a short bathroom break. We'll be right back. It's Cage Minds Live, BKFC 89. They're jawing and taking a moment. We're going to do the same. Welcome back. Cage Minds Live, BKFC 89. We're heading towards the feature fight. Chase Gormley highlights being shown right now. Levi Costa already in the ring. Feature fight, heavyweight action, 4 fights down. Visit cageminds.com. Bunch of podcasts, latest combat sports news. Going to be working to get some articles out tonight with our BKFC announcements that have been dropping all night long. New poster just received. Trout Bonner, Heart Shell, official, July 3rd. Let's go. Finals of the BKFC. Finals of the BKFC lightweight title tournament. In-ring introductions being made right now. Heavyweight feature fight. Big announcements from BKFC tonight. We're getting the official introductions right now. Levi Costa coming in 2-3 record. Gormley 1-1 so far. Older, a veteran. We've seen him in UFC competition before. UFC versus 1 in UFC 104. If you're wondering, how long ago was it when we saw Chase Gormley in the octagon? Yeah. That long ago. That long ago, everybody. Taking the center, getting ready to knuckle up. Upright stance. Size advantage from Gormley. Bit more athletic, bouncy motion from Costa. Southpaw versus orthodox. Costa the southpaw, lining up that left hand. He's landing some big ones in the clinch. He has Gormley staggering backwards. Got the knockdown. Gormley assessing if all of his teeth are in his mouth, staggering around. He's now taking the assessment from the referee. We're almost to the minute mark. We're getting towards the first minute of the first round. Check right hook, also stinging Gormley. Lead uppercut into the clinch. Another left hand. Now we're getting a referee separation. All offense so far from Levi Costa. Another left hand right on the chin. Big reaction from Gormley. doing the stanky leg, another uppercut. A cut is open. Drop for a second time with the left hand. Blood is pouring from a cut over the eye, and the referee is stopping the fight. 2 knockdowns inside of the first round, and absolute destruction for Levi Costa. Now 3-3, evening up his record. Quick knockout, devastating, with every shot landing on the chin and looking like it was taking the legs right out from under Chase. Mr. Wonderful UFC vet Phil Davis in the Levi Costa corner, assessing what his fighter has done tonight. Deep laceration, open up over the left eye of Gormley. His nose now looks to be slanted, and it looks like there's also a laceration under the eye also. Minute and about 40 seconds of just a thrashing. Going to the official time now. 1 second, be right back. TKO at 138, first round. Levi Costa, absolute devastation, heavyweight action in BKFC. Hardly ever disappoints. Big man ending fights in dramatic fashion. Levi Costa, quite the impressive performance. Absolute destruction handed out. Athletic, the bounce, the composure, put the punches together. Absolute viciousness. Heading to the co-main event. Right uppercut. It was the lead in right uppercut for the second knockdown that caused the dramatic fall and knockdown. Levi Costa, all smiles, and mentioned he wants to next be up on the BKFC cruise. I don't know about that. Booze, cruise, and bare knuckle. Okay, maybe. All right, but I don't know about that one. But we got one guy signing up. We got one guy signing up. Live for BKFC 89, Mika Frankl, Cage Minds Live. Full results for the event are available at cageminds.com. Coming off feature fight where it was a first round knockout, Levi Costa taking out Chase Gormley. A minute and 38 seconds into the first round. We're going to be heading towards the co-main event next. You get Cody Vidal, plus 150 underdog, to the minus 200 favorite, former BKB champion, first American 185-pound bare knuckle champion, Jomi Escoboza. Cody Vidal coming off of 2 vicious knockout victories, building momentum, making his charge towards the top 5 and putting his name in contention for a light heavyweight title shot. Escoboza trying to remain prevalent in the division and complete his argument for why he should be next to be fighting Lorenzo Hunt, even though Lorenzo Hunt, we're going to be seeing him July 18th. We're going to be seeing Lorenzo Hunt heading to Naples just posted from the BKFC. Here we go. Hunt versus Fugazi. Fugazi representing Italy. There in Naples. BKFC 91. That wasn't intriguing enough for breaking news. Austin Trout, Ben Bonner, finals of the lightweight title tournament official. Bretton Hart, Sarah Shell, one we've been waiting for a long time in the women's strawweight division. Philly's own Johnny Cannoli, Johnny Garbarino, he will be back in action. Kenzie Morrison, heavyweight boxer, also going to be on the card. BKFC 89 is where the news is being broke. It's what we're watching. We're heading towards the co-main event now. Talking about Cody Vidal versus Jomi Escoboza. Traditional defensive style, precision and placement from Escoboza. Absolute aggression, pressure, and power from Cody Vidal. 2 fights left. BKFC 89. The results are up at cageminds.com. And the results are all up right now. We look back earlier on the night. So far, well, there's been some great performances. Well, Anthony Sanchez has had the best performance he's had in years. Well, Ryan Peterson was an absolute dog. I'd have to say Evgeny Kurdanov with 4 knockdowns of Eric Lopez, for me, has put together the absolute best performance of the night. His overhands, the overhand hook combination. He did some absolute stellar work in 2 rounds of destruction. We're heading towards the co-main event, BKFC 89. Don't forget tomorrow, MMA fans, you get the PFL from Brussels, Joe Schilling. Yeah, stitch him up. Bellator vet, Glory vet, California fighter, gonna be on the prelims. Get Smooth Benson Henderson in the main event. He's fighting at welterweight. He's taking on a young Belgian prospect. There are some familiar names that are gonna bring the smoke in the action. PFL from Brussels. Battle in Giza. You're gonna see Alexander Usyk on DAZN, right where we're watching BKFC 89 from Palm Desert. He's defending his heavyweight crown against the undisputed king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven. So even though it's a Memorial Day weekend, Thank you to everyone that has served and helped make this country so great. Even though it's UFC list, there's still combat sports galore. We have the Marine, Jamel Herring, about to go for a second championship in a second sport coming up in just a couple minutes. We're waiting the co-main event right now. Tomorrow, Cage Minds Fight Hour, ESPN Radio, Albuquerque. That's 1017 The Team. Going to be talking about the big boxing match, going to be giving you guys a lead up, going to talk about Scott Croker, going to talk about the numbers that have been done by MVP Rousey versus Carano. We're also then going to be talking with Nathan Rivera, top 5 BKFC ranked featherweight. Can't wait to get all those conversations underway. Still can't believe Kardonov, absolute destruction with 4 knockdowns. 4 knockdowns. Finishing the fight with the second knockdown. The fury of lefts in the clinch for the second knockdown in the second round to be the 4th knockdown of the fight, to just take it over and run away with the victory. Main event still to come. Jamel Herring versus short notice replacement opponent Michael Larimore, replacing Nate Maness. Maness medicals did not allow him to be cleared in California and pushed all the way to the point where he is retired from combat sports. Also citing there's some neck and back injuries that had been hampering his ability to change, and that Maness was planning to retire. Either way, he wanted to go out on top here at BKFC 89. Didn't get his chance to become a world champion. And unfortunately, that leads to the weak notice for Michael Larimore to now try to make history and see if he can pull off just an absolutely massive upset. Co-main event, Cody Vidal, Jomi Escoboza, light heavyweights. Escoboza has been a BKB champion, a very traditional boxing stance. Vidal, more of an MMA fighter, looking to just rough it up, use his power shots. Let me know who you guys have, co-main event, main event. Who do you think is going to come out on top tonight? Only one fight so far in his BKFC career. Herrig took on Matt Guyman. Guyman, one of the more unorthodox and unusual fighters in an ever-evolving game. The decision victory, the precious 10 million minutes of valuable experience gained. Intriguing aspect is that Larimore might even have less. I'm going to look it up real quick, but I'm daring say he might have less ring time because all 4 of his BKFC fights have ended within the first round. So Herrig went 10 minutes in his first fight. And for Larimore, we're talking about a minute 26, 21 seconds, a minute and 1, and 22 seconds. 4 fights and not 10 minutes. 1 fight and 10 minutes of bare knuckle action. What we do know is that it's the years. We are about 3 years since the debut in BKFC for Larry Moore. How much will that experience, that time training with shift in the sport, how much will that matter and weigh versus what has been Olympic level amateur competition and the WBO world title victory that Herrig has had? Infinitely more pugilistic experience, but this is a whole different game taking off the gloves. We know the reactions, how bone on flesh, how the perfect shot to the eye can change everything. Co-main events about to come up. Cody Vidal, the momentum, the back-to-back knockout victories. There was also momentum for Jay Jackson, who lost that momentum when he lost to Jomi Escoboza. Not many people in BKFC more experienced than Escoboza in this sport. The minus 200 favorite, 10-4, 14 fights under his belt, the 15th fight of his BK bare knuckle career coming up. Vidal, 3-1. Last 2 wins are by knockouts. This is just going to be his 5th fight in the sport. A one-time champion looking to reestablish himself. A dramatic, a character who has taken his cues from the pro wrestling world, a little bit from Hulk Hogan, a little bit from Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's calling himself the Knuckle Maniac. Cody Vidal is the showman. Escoboza makes use of a sturdy chin. It's almost a weapon of his. What is going to give here in the co-main event as two absolute studs of the light heavyweight division are about to throw down? We got the BKFC co-main event. First out from the red corner is Jomi Escoboza getting the grease on. Co-main event time for BKFC 89 is just ahead of us. Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you guys got some great plans for Memorial Day. Knuckle Maniac coming out right now. Cody Vidal, second up. Walking out with a little bit of the Hulk Hogan, the throwing up the too sweet. Escoboza back to his opponent, talking to his corner. Looks like he's flicking out his 1-2s. Both guys fundamentally in their own vibe right now as we head towards the co-main event, and don't expect this one to last long. Full results are up at cageminds.com. We got MMA After Hours, where we went into on Rousey versus Carano, where we talked about the return of Conor McGregor. We got Pro Wrestling After Hours up at cageminds.com. We're talking about tomorrow night, WWE Saturday night main event. We also got the next night, AEW Double or Nothing, Darby Allin putting the world title up against MJF's hair. So we previewed both of those cards. Yesterday, took my fight show on location for the first time, the Tapia Fight Lounge, a host of guests on that one. BKFC 89 watch along. BKFC 89 co-main event about to get underway. Jomi Escoboza, interestingly enough, the former champion Jared Warren in his corner, same weight class and everything. Warren in the corner, what I want to say was one time a foe in Jomi Escoboza, because they're all foes in the same weight class. Knuckle Maniac looking excited. Escoboza, it was educated, sharp shots that stopped Jackson. It was elevated offense last time out. We'll see what the Archangel has in store this time. Squaring up. Underway. Rapid fire jabs from the southpaw Escoboza, keeping that right hand out, trying to make space, but all crashing in hard. Single leg pickup. No slam. The ref making sure everyone's safe. Educated sharp jab again from Escoboza. Crashing in right hands from Vidal. Escoboza folds his left leg under him. He's back up, but he's wobbly. The ref assessing. Cody Vidal is going to crash hard. He's looking for the big right hand into the short shots. Overhands. Another right hand jacking up the jaw. Rapid fire shots. Vidal still pushing him. There was a trip called. Escoboza wiping off his face. They're back up. Another big right hand. The overhand. Roughing up in the clinch. Little short shots now from Escoboza. Trying to pull down on the head. Almost a tie style. Escoboza trying to get out of the first 30 seconds. Vidal crashing in again, calling for them to just stand there and trade. Another right hand. Couple more. Escoboza just got thrown down to side control. Vidal pounding on the mat, doing a 3 count. Delaying the referee's 10 count. Escoboza barely up. The ref is assessing him. And as the ref asked Escoboza to step to his left, he took 3 steps back, and the ref has called the fight in the first round. Cody Vidal by knockout, roughing up Escoboza in the clinch. The Knuckle Maniac going crazy with the knockout victory. Make that 3 in a row. In close, it was going to be Vidal's game. The jab was going to be the key to success. And after the chin got touched by the right hands, the wobbly legs, Escoboza was not able to get back to his game plan. Huge victory for the up-and-coming Cody Vidal. We got the TKO 158 of the first round. Escoboza, left eye heavily damaged, and he is horrendously disappointed about the outcome. Try to grab the mic to yell out his displeasure. The night belongs to Cody Vital. Dominant victory in the co-main event, blowing the doors off the place. Huge victory for the Knuckle Maniac. New challengers coming in the light heavyweight division for Lorenzo Hunt. The Juggernaut, with new contenders building, with new contenders emerging in the division. Vicious right hands, huge aggression and pressure in the clinch. Once he was able to get inside and unload with the right hands, it was all over for Escoboza. He was not able to maintain his space, and that was his undoing. Huge victory for Vidal, as he'll definitely be emerging into the rankings with a victory like that. Peep on over to the rankings real quick. Make sure I'm not misquoting myself. Vidal came in at 4. He just knocked off 3 who had 2 in his corner. Mike Richmond falling down. The Juggernaut only so far away as now the biggest, most substantial, and toughest test in his path crumbled in the first round. Huge power on display from Cody Vidal. We're around the corner to the main event. A new BKFC Bantamweight champion to be crowned here in just a couple minutes. Can Jamel Herrig match the accomplishment of Austin Trout? Can he become a 2-sport world champion? We're moments away from finding it out. Appreciate everyone who's stopped by, who's jumped in on the live tonight, watching some BKFC 89. New Bantamweight champion to be crowned. BKFC announcing BKFC 91, July 18th, Naples. We also got the Liberty Brawl, July 3rd. Austin Trout, Ben Bonner, lightweight title tournament finals. Britton Hart, Sarah Shell, women's strawweight title fight. Big announcements tonight from BKFC. Doing the tail of the tape. Larimore weighed in right at 135. Herrig 133.6. The minus 200 favorite, the former WBO world champion, coming in 5'10", 1-inch height advantage. The challenger at 5'9". Larimore making his entrance. Again, little bit surprised on the betting odds. Maybe it's just me. I'd expect Herring, the experience, minus 200 almost seems small. Plus 170, the return on Larimore. 3 first-round finishes. Coming out of shift. A team with a pedigree of championships in bare knuckle. Let's see if a fourth belt goes back to Florida. Larimore so far, his longest fight in bare knuckle, believe was his last victory. Samuel Samples, 1 minute and 26 seconds. 1 minute and 26 seconds. Fight with Keith Richardson only went 21 seconds. Justin Watson, 1 minute and 1 second. Daniel Gary, 22 seconds. Never seen a second round. Less minutes in 4 fights in the BKFC ring than Herring has had. Herring one fight, 10 minutes. A wealth of knowledge gained. An Olympian, a Marine, a world champion pugilist looking to make history and become the second man to take off the gloves and accomplish this feat. Got an opinion? Let me know who you taking. Who do you think walks away with the strap? Who's going to win the title? Who do you think? Who are we predicting here? What do we see happening? Herring to the checkpoint. Both fighters in the ring. We're heading towards those in-ring introductions. Really has been a fun card. Ryan Peterson, Daniel Keepers thought that was fight of the night. That was until we got Anthony Sanchez, David Diaz talking about a fight of the year contender. Official in-ring introductions. We'll have some news, obviously, full articles about BKFC 91 announcement, the Liberty Brawl July 3rd. Full articles will be up here in a few hours. CageMinds.com. Got to get to writing as soon as we're done with the live stream. Jamel Herring getting introduced right now. Got the notes made. So my fight show this Tuesday. We'll be back live on Tuesday. We'll be talking PFL, BKFC, Usyk versus Verhoeven. We'll have a whole bunch going on this week. Definitely going to get some live guests lined up. Tentatively already discussing the Tapia brothers. We're live at the Tapia Fight Lounge this past weekend. Johnny Jr. and Nico were not able to make it. Jonathan Tapia, Josh Pitbull Torres, Clinton Chavez, Teresa Tapia were all live in attendance. Maybe we can get the brothers on this week. It's fight week as they return to action here in Albuquerque. Michael Larimore getting introduced right now. Jamel Herring already introduced, about ready to knuckle up. Precision, decision, experienced fighter, young, explosive, never seen a second round. Who walks out BKFC bantamweight champion. Don't forget a title that Justin Ibarola vacated after his victory over Ryan Reber. Reber would love to get an opportunity to get at the winner of this fight. Coming off of his win, BKFC Clearwater over Josh Oxidine, a much more aggressive, powerful Reber in that fight. Ibarola, as we were talking about, he has interest in pursuing some glove boxing opportunities. Still loves BKFC, but you have to have a full commitment to the company and only wanting to do one sport if you want to be the champion. He did not make that commitment. So we're going to see him again soon in the BKFC, but not under the setting of a championship bout. We're underway. All black from Larimore, black and white with the Army going down the left leg. NWO also, and Adidas on the trunks of Herrig. Precision picking his spots. Left hook from Herrig, a body shot from Larimore. Herring answering back with a body shot. Feeling out process, a lot slower of a start than what we've seen from Larimore. Now switching from orthodox to southpaw, looking to be a little bit more aggressive, popping his jab. Couple more body shots from Herring. Stance switch back to orthodox from Larimore. Overhand right from Larimore. Can't tell if that one landed square or not. Another body shot, concentrating right there on the body. Maybe one straight a little bit low. No stoppage. Action continuing quickly. Larimore try to go double left hand, coming up short. Good distance management. Herrig setting, pulling in Larimore. Counter left to the body. Through one round. It was at distance. It was technical. It was precise back and forth. Felt like a herring round. Right there, that looked like experience. That looked like a little bit of nerves. That looked like a little bit of, am I really here in this moment and do I belong? I'd have Jamel Herring up. The body work was nice. He was the more active party in the first round. We didn't get a knockdown. There's no cuts. One shot can change anything in bare knuckle. Second round is underway. Championship fight. Who will walk away with the bantamweight crown? A battle between the footwork with the opposite stances. There are moments where you can see Larimore winning, getting his foot to the outside, but so far the hands haven't been able to follow and land. You're getting the sharp counters and foot repositioning from Herrig. The veteranship, the experience, the muscle memory, the familiarity with having been here. To his detriment, this is a long distance, tit for tat game. if you're Larimore, you can't do it recklessly, but 3 minutes in, he hasn't landed a big shot. Herrig seems to be finding his spots. There is a mouse starting to develop under Larimore's left eye. They got into the clinch and they're quickly broke out of it. But as the more experienced bare knuckle boxer, I think this is the level. That's the distance. It's in tight. It's in the clinch where Larimore has to be winning rather than he's clinching to defend here from these body shots and now trying to just leverage and force the break. Can't get into wrestling. Larimore complaining about his left eye right now. I'm not sure if they're talking about a poke, if it's just the mouse under his eye, but the action has been stopped right now, waiting for an assessment. So far, it's just the referee. Big John is talking to Larimore. I'm not sure if they're saying there was a foul from a punch or what is leading to the stoppage. They're not bringing the doctor in. Looks like they are giving the 5 minutes. We're not getting a replay, so I'm assuming we are going with there was an eye poke, because if there was a legal punch, this is the end of the fight. So we're in the clinch. They're tussling around. There was a punch. The action has been restarted. We're within the last 15 seconds of the second round. Counter right hook on a charging Larimore. Looks to have got him off balance. Herrig easily exiting, circling out to his right. Damage to the left eye being worked on in the Larimore corner. Looks like he's having a lot of trouble seeing out of that eye. 2 rounds to nothing so far for the former WBO world champion, looking to make history. Major swelling around the eye and a bit. Oh, okay. Here it is. We had a break in the action because it looks like a lot of this damage around the eye is being called due to a headbutt, was caused due to a headbutt. And then somehow there was a later, a retroactive stop to assess that damage. We're going back to the center here to start the third round. I believe time and a inspection by the doctor is going to be immediate here. I don't know if we're going to get to see a third round. And with the damage coming from a headbutt, this very much could be an unsatisfactory ending to a vacant title fight. Upper eyelid totally swollen, a cut below the eyelid. Third round has started. They're letting this one continue. Counter right hook. Knockdown here in the third round. Obviously compromised. Larimore. We're now into the clinch. Larimore not just holding, looking to get a little bit more aggressive, trying to fire with his right hand, underhook on the left side. And now went to the double underhooks. That's forcing the stoppage. Not the stoppage, the reset. Body shot from Herrig. With the compromised left eye of Larimore, I don't know why you would stop the clinch work. You want to be on the inside right here. I think seeing is not to his benefit as he's been caught with a couple counters. More desperation. Laramore's letting his hands go a bit better, a bit more freely here. Herrig picking his shots. Another body shot here. And Herrig turning Larimore in the clinch, forcing the break. A wildness, a ferocity about that third round, but not a lot of scoring. Not the damage or the respect earned back that Larimore needs to catch up on the scorecards. A closer round there because there was a lack of action, but Herrig not looking tired, not looking damaged. Larimore issues with that left eye and then suffers his first knockdown here in the third round. Herrig on his way right now to accomplishing his goal. Starting the fourth round. Not even an assessment of the eye. No much damage again done by either man in the third round. Here we go back to the fourth. A fast check right hook landed by Herring. They crash into the clinch, exchanging some shots here. Herrick trying to tie up Larimore. Fully engaged now. A couple seconds being wasted. Big John separates them. Another body shot. And we're back into the clinch. It's a couple little clean shots. Some rabbit shots being landed to the body. 24 body shots landed so far from Herrick. It's a diligent effort to just keep working the younger fighter's gas tank, to test the fighter that hasn't been into the deep waters. More time spent in the ring in this fight than in all four of his BKFC fights going into this one for Michael Larimore, taking the fight on ultra short notice, replacing Nate Maness, who unfortunately test results in his pre-fight medicals revealed career-ending elements, not to mention a killer neck that was already keeping him from fully training. Tremendous body shots, jabs, the outside game from Herring working to perfection right now, and one step closer to becoming the second two-sport world champion that we've seen cross over into BKFC. More back into the clinch. Larimore is going to have 2 minutes for a Hail Mary to run a no huddle offense to try to make something happen here. It's been all Herrig at this point. Heading into the fifth round, desperation has to be at a high. It can't be composure. It can't be patience. If you want the world title, I think it's time to go out on your shield. Big right hand, trying to get in there and fight. Herring with a smart idea, wrapping Larimore up in the clinch. Couple big shots. Larimore looking ferocious, not wanting to give an inch here. He's trying. CageMinds.com. We're going to have the latest in BKFC news with huge news tonight. Liberty Brawl getting announced. 2 title fights when the BKFC is in their backyard celebrating America, Philadelphia, July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena. They've been packing out their house each time. They've set up a party in the front yard and expect the fireworks on July 3rd. Larimore trying to close the distance, stick, move, pop the jab. Blood starting to come from the nose, a reddening around the left eye, fast hands, all the experience and knowledge. Chris left hook, knocking Larimore off the center line, finding his shots. When they're not there, clinching, slowing down Larimore's momentum. Jamel Herrig looking to cruise into the finish line and pick up a second world title. We're going the distance. Looks like he hurt his left hand, but it'd be hard pressed to see the scorecards going in any other way but his favor. Everybody that's joined in, we appreciate you dropping by tonight. Cage Minds Live, we're hanging for BKFC 89. Scorecards are about to be read in a moment. We have a feeling we know how this is going to go, but we'll still let you know in just 1 second who the new bantamweight champion of the world is. Was history made? I feel like it's going to be second time. Austin Trout looking to set more of his own. Can read about what's happening with the lightweight tournament finals at cageminds.com in just a minute. (50-44) across all 3 scorecards. The knockdown in the third cements it. Jamel Herring, a 2-sport world champion, crossover from boxing, following Austin Trout, swelling around both eyes of Michael Larimore. He saw what the next level looks like. Congratulations to an Olympian, a world champion then, a world champion now, a Marine, A huge accomplishment. CageMinds.com is the website. Latest in BKFC news. Combat Sports lives there. My Fight Show. Cage Minds Fight Hour tomorrow. We'll have Nathan Rivera on. We're going to talk about the featherweight division tomorrow. We'll recap this fight Tuesday. My Fight Show. We'll see you guys then. We appreciate everybody for watching, for dropping by tonight.